Okay, so we've got a trade just dropped from Woj. Valanciunas and number 17 and 51 going to the Pelicans for Steven Adams, Eric Bledsoe, number 10, 40, and a protected 2022 first from the Lakers. I am decently surprised to see the Grizzlies doing this. I know they're moving up in the draft. They're also getting that 2022 first. But Valanciunas is the best player in this deal to me. I mean, Steven Adams and Valanciunas, on their best day, they can be basically the same player. But, I mean, to me, Valanciunas is like way better offensively and all that stuff. Also, Steven Adams' contract goes for another year as opposed to Valanciunas's. So for the Grizzlies, this is really them just taking on money. I mean, mainly for an extra season. Like Bledsoe's contract is basically up after this year. Okay. And they're getting a couple of better chances at the draft. I am still surprised to see them doing this. I kind of felt like Valanciunas was a pretty essential guy for them, and I thought they were going to re-sign him, and I think he makes a lot of sense next to Jaren Jackson, but there you go. He's no longer on the Grizzlies. For the Pelicans' sake, I mean, they're getting out of 1 year on Steven Adams' contract. Bledsoe is now gone. I mean, the Grizzlies have the cap space to make this whole thing work, I'm pretty sure, because they were already below the salary cap. Because I'm pretty sure it's officially switched over into next season's CBA at this point, or when this move is official, you know what I mean. So yeah, I guess to think about the basketball stuff, like Valanciunas next to Zion, I mean, he's a great finisher. There was that thing about Steven Adams wanting to be a three-point shooter or whatever. Valanciunas has had a little bit of life from outside. I mean, the past couple years he's shot about 35% on 1 3 a game, which is intriguing. He's a good free throw shooter, and his mid-range numbers have been pretty good. He just doesn't take a whole lot of jump shots. I don't know if we're suddenly going to see him shooting a lot more now because of playing next to Zion. Who knows? As far as Eric Bledsoe in Memphis, I have to assume Bledsoe is not in their long-term plans. He's probably just going to be gone after this season because his contract is non-guaranteed after this year. And as far as Steven Adams with the Grizzlies, I mean, defensively he's better than Valanciunas, but I don't think the difference there is so crazy when compared to how much better Valanciunas is on offense to Steven Adams. I mean, Valanciunas, I've already mentioned the shooting. He's a better finisher. He's got more post skills, that sort of thing. But in theory, Steven Adams can fit well with the Grizzlies nonetheless as just a guy who can set screens for Ja Morant and finish at the basket. Not as well as Valanciunas, but still okay enough. Be a box-out guy still for helping Jaren Jackson, because Jackson's not the best rebounder as he figures out the rest of his game and stuff. So there you go. I mean, to me, this was basically the Grizzlies being like, we're willing to move off of Valanciunas and take on an extra year of salary with Steven Adams because of the extra pick and moving up 7 spots in the draft. As far as who the Grizzlies really want out of the draft, I don't know. I'm not the draft guy, but they moved up 7 spots. There you go. And as for the Pelicans, I mean, it's a lot of money off the books for them now, and this will allow them to do whatever they want to do, make a play in free agency or whatever it might be. I mean, they moved 7 spots in the draft, which I don't think is insane. I mean, you can still draft a good player at number 17 compared to number 10. I mean, it happens all the time where somebody gets drafted around the teens and it's like, well, why didn't that guy go number 7 or something? So, okay, they are out 2022 first from the Lakers. There's protections on it anyway, and I mean, for them, clearly they were just like, look, we're getting off of some money and they're probably getting the best player in this move. So for the Pelicans' sake, we'll just have to see what they want to do next. I mean, they have hurt their draft stock, no doubt about it. But if this allows them to then make some other move, if it allows them to sign somebody like a Kyle Lowry or whatever, and they could get better with Valanciunas. Now, that said, defensively, they got worse with this move, in my opinion. In theory. I mean, maybe just getting off of Eric Bledsoe, who has really declined. Maybe that alone makes you better defensively, even if you downgraded there from Steven Adams to Valanciunas. So yeah, man. I guess this was step one in the Pelicans feeling the pressure from Zion and that whole thing. Like we said, eventually there's going to be some star rookie who's like, I don't want to be here, and whether that's pushing themselves to restricted free agency or doing what Porzingis did and trying everything possible to get yourself traded, the Pelicans obviously do not want Zion to be the next one to do that. So I guess these are the type of moves you have to make. They're out a pick. They moved down in the draft, and now they got a bunch of cap space, and they still have a pretty good center. And for the Grizzlies, again, I don't know. Steven Adams, better draft chances, and they're out of Bledsoe after one season, and yeah, that's it.